Hey guys, how's it going? Today I'm going to talk about 7 mistakes new real estate investors make. A lot of these mistakes old experienced real estate investors also make. I made a list of 7 things to keep in mind that are really important. A lot of experienced guys will know these things, but sometimes we all make some of these mistakes. Sometimes we make all of these mistakes, and it's something to keep in mind, and it gives me some talking points for this video, and it will really help a new guy understand what they really need to get good at if you take this to heart. Number 1 is the wrong ARV. ARV stands for after repaired value. If you have the wrong after repaired value, then, and you base all of your numbers off of that after repaired value, and you base your offer number off of the after repaired value, then if that after repaired value is too high and it's way more than you're going to be able to sell a property for, then you're going to make the mistake of offering too much, and you're going to have a problem when you go to sell it. And if your after repaired value number is too low, then your offer will probably be too low, and you run the risk of not getting any deals accepted. So you really need to make sure that you understand your market and your ARV and what you can sell a property for. If you're a new guy, I would go and call some real estate agents, and you're going to have to call a bunch of real estate agents to really get the people that are cool that want to help you. But there are people and agents that actually want to help you, and then there's some agents that don't want to help you. And it's really a matter of talking to people that are willing to help, that are looking to provide value out of the gate. And those are the types of people you want to keep close to you as you move down the journey of being a real estate investor. So number 1 is the wrong ARV. Number 2 is having the wrong repair cost. So these are all numbers, and we base our offer number off of the ARV and off of the cost to repair. If your repair costs are wrong and you don't understand what it's going to take to fix a property, then when you go to run your formula, your offer price is going to be wrong. And if your repair costs are too low, again, when you run a calculation, your offer price is going to be too high. And if your repair costs are too high, then your offer price is going to be too low. So for a new real estate investor, you can have an understanding of what it costs to repair a property and what that scope of work might look like. But it's really important to talk to people that have done it before, to talk to a bunch of contractors, to piece it out, and to really look at worst case scenario so that you don't get yourself jammed up with a property where you got the repair costs wrong, and then if you compound that and get the ARV wrong, and you buy a property and your ARV is too high and your repairs are too low, it's really a recipe for disaster. When you're a new investor, you want to make sure you start off with a successful flip. The longer you do it, the more chances you can take, and you can handle a fail. But when you're out of the gate, you got to make sure you get your ARV and your repair costs right. Number 3, not having enough cushion in your budget to deal with some of the unknowns of real estate investing. It's important that you have some sort of fund, and you have a little bit more than what you need, or a lot of bit more than what you need. Because if you don't have enough money to finish the project and you get jammed up, you're going to be in a real tough spot trying to sell a half-finished product to somebody that wants a fully finished product. And then you're going to be selling, your buyer pool is going to turn into investors that are going to beat you up around every corner, and it's going to become really painful, And if you borrowed money from a hard money lender or a private investor, that deal is going to get really painful for you. So you need to make sure that you add some sort of contingency. You plan for the project to run a little longer than what you are hoping for. It's really difficult to turn a property in 3 months. And it's sometimes really difficult to turn your first property in 6 months because you're dealing with a lot of moving parts on these things. So you need to give yourself some time. You need to take into account all of the soft costs associated with a property. You need to think about mowing the lawn, shoveling the driveway, heating oil, taxes if they come up, electrical bills, and then all of the other unknown repairs that pop up with the property when you start to open up walls. Number 4, a mistake that new real estate investors make is hiring the wrong contractor or hiring the wrong contractors. And if you're going to subcontract it out and you get a bunch of the wrong guys, and then you're trying to put these people together and it's a bunch of the wrong people, your project is either not going to be done, it's not going to be done correctly, it's going to take forever, they're going to bleed you dry. So you need to really make sure when you're coming out of the gate, you're doing your best to find reasonable people. You're looking for reviews, you're looking for past work, and you really need to take some time to evaluate people appropriately. And there's a lot of resources online. You're going to really want to make sure you do a good job with contractors. You're also going to want to make sure that your contractors are licensed and insured with workers' comp, and they have all the docs. Oftentimes, guys with documentation take it more seriously. They take their clients more seriously, and they take their jobs more seriously. Fly-by-night types of guys usually don't have any of that. They're working under the table, they're not filing their taxes, and they're not doing anything correctly. And they're one bad job away from going and getting a different job, or not returning your phone calls, or not doing things correctly. So hire the right contractors if you want to come out and make sure that your first project is a good project. Number 5 is working with the wrong partner or lender. Some lenders will set you up with a bad deal, and some partners will be very difficult to work with and really hard to move forward on. If you're counting on a partner or a hard money lender to provide you with the money, and you don't realize what that arrangement is ahead of time, then you could set yourself up for a really difficult time moving forward, just getting money to be able to pay for the project. So you need to make sure that you're picking everybody correctly, especially your partners. Contractors and partners are huge, and you need to make sure that you're talking to reasonable people, smart people, and take a little extra time and put a little more energy into talking to a few more people and doing a little more due diligence and finding people that can vouch for somebody. This is really big, and we all get busy and we end up skipping on the things we should be doing. But making sure that we are diligent with evaluating the people we hire and work with is very critical. Number 6, another mistake that real estate investors make, even I make this mistake constantly when we are going virtually around the country buying properties in places we don't know, is just entering the wrong market, buying in the wrong market. If you're buying in a market where there's not a lot of turnover, there's not a lot of buyers, it's going to make that project very difficult to sell on the back end. It's going to make that project very difficult to find contractors to fix the property because contractors are in short supply. And in the wrong market, a lot of the times the wrong market is either oversaturated with properties, or there's not enough people in the area. And so there's no buyers, there's no turnover. And one of the most important things we have to look at with real estate in a market is how fast it turns over, supply and demand, and simple economics of the market. This is critical. So we need to make sure we buy in the right markets. Number 7, the last thing I had on the list, was when you're done with your project and you have fixed it and you're ready to go, don't skip on good photos and getting the property listed on the MLS. I would strongly recommend putting your home on the MLS, and you can do this through flat fee MLS listings, and you can also find an agent in an area and you can just pay to be on the MLS, and then you could just represent yourself and pay the buyer's agent if they bring a buyer. But don't skip the MLS. This is the most exposure you're going to get to the marketplace. This is the best place you can have your home, and you need to present your home in its best light. So you need to get somebody that takes really great photos. You need to take really great photos, or you hire somebody to take really great photos. But those photos are what bring people into your property to look at it. Those photos are really your only tool for marketing the property. So if you could take the right photos and you can get exposure through the MLS, then it greatly increases your chance of success on your first deal. And one little quick bonus tip on the end of this. Facebook has really, really cheap advertising, and you can focus on just a very tight area. And you could post your homes on Facebook, pay for a sponsored ad, put your photos in the feed, and market to people in that area. And you could even hit certain demographics, certain age range. You could focus on women who might be looking at that type of property more. And I think that's a really great way to try to market your properties to get them sold. So that's it. That's 7 mistakes new real estate investors make. And there's also a lot of mistakes in there that all real estate investors make. And I have probably made 1 or 2 of those mistakes in the not too distant past. So thanks for coming to this video. I'm going to do another video today. I hope I have enough energy to do it, to do how to determine the offer price. So when you see that, if you're interested in understanding how to arrive at that offer price a little better, then go see that video. Otherwise, check out our podcast, Not Another Real Estate Investing Podcast. It's available on SoundCloud and iTunes, and especially on the YouTube channel. So thanks for coming. Great to have you. Have a great day. Thanks a lot. See ya.